yarn, and books. What more could you want? Hello, my name is Emily Crow from The Cozy Crow, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is another special video where we are combining our love for all things fiber arts and our love for all things bookish. Today, I'm going to be starting off a vlog where I show you Yarnaceous Fibers book club for February. The book that we are doing is Butcher and Blackbird, which is a dark rom-com. I don't know how I'll feel about this book. I just did a little bit of digging online. I've heard it mentioned a little bit on my periphery. It seems like it'll be really funny, but also kind of gruesome. We shall see how we like it. But my box came in. I am really excited to dive in, share with you what's in the box, and kind of talk about how this is gonna go as a book club. I'm so excited. You can see I still haven't taken down my Christmas decorations, and my toddler used some painter's tape, was decorating the door. I've got the package right here. I'm really excited to break into this and take a look at what all is in this. I've done a book box before with the yarn company. I purchased Woolbury Fiber Co.'s Winter Book Society box, and this was supposed to be read in December. There were 4 full skeins of yarn, plus a handful of goodies that were just open in the box. And on each skein of yarn, there was a page number. So when you got to that page of the book that also came in the box, then you were supposed to open that package. This box does not have the book in it, but that's okay. I've got Butcher and Blackbird from my library. It is on my Kindle at the moment, so we'll be reading that. And if I like it enough, then I will go and purchase a copy. But since I feel like it's gonna be a love or a I can't handle this kind of a book, then I figured I would wait to purchase as long as I could time my library loan. I'm really excited. This is a new thing from Yarnaceous Fibers, and we get to all experience it together. So let's take a look at what's inside this box. Ooh, okay. Packages, let's see. This feels like it might be yarn maybe? Under Glass, page 82. And there's like a little quote from the book. It's not like a spoilery quote or anything. Let's see this one. Reservations, page 249. Oh my gosh, there's so many things in here. Content and trigger warning before the playlist. So this looks like maybe something I opened right at the beginning. So I might open that right now. Ooh, that's exciting. So this is a little bit different than the Woolbury Fiber Co. Book Society box. There are definitely other goodies besides yarn in here. I have not a clue. It did not specify what goodies or anything would be in here. So it's fun that I get to open the whole thing in front of the camera as like a surprise rather than just half of it's already loose in the box and the other half are part of the yarn. I also don't know if this might have come with a pattern. I can't quite remember what it said, so we'll have to see. But I think it's time to dive into the book itself. This is totally new compared to other books I've read, but there are some elements that, again, I either will love this book or I will find it's not for me. We shall see. But even with the Woolbury Fiber Co. Book Society box, that was my least favorite book of the entire year, and I had so much fun reading the book and opening the packages and planning a project. So no matter how I like this book, I think I will love what's in this package from Yarnaceous Fibers. Butcher and Blackbird. The Ruinous Love Trilogy. Ooh, so if I like this, there'll be at least 2 more books. Content and trigger warnings. I'm gonna read them first and then I'll open the package. Okay, content and trigger warnings. First is eyeballs and eye sockets. Both accidental and non-accidental cannibalism. Something about cookies and cream ice cream? Definitely seems like this is going to be a spicy book and probably one of the spicier ones I've read. Main characters are serial killers. Alrighty. And this book is dedicated to those who read the trigger warnings and said, accidental cannibalism, count me in. Time to open our first package. Ooh. Oh, this is a beautiful color. I'm a pink girl at heart. This is the Bronto DK base. It's an 85-15 Superwash merino wool and nylon blend. This color is called Accidental Cannibalism. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's this? Ooh, some stitch markers from Monster Stitches. So there's a couple with like stones. Then there's this like knife and a blackbird. So Butcher and Blackbird. Ooh, that is so fun. I've never heard of this maker before, so that's fun that they collabed with them. So cute. I love that. Ooh, what's behind here? Ooh, it's a pattern for a cowl, Blackbird Cowl by Maggie Fangman. This is only a partial pattern, actually. Like, this whole card has instructions. It's got supplies needed, and then the beginning instructions, my cast on, ooh, a little bit of detail once the contrast color comes in, so it shouldn't be too long. All right, I'm excited. Oh, there you go. I bet this is that. A little bit hard to see. But yeah, there's like a little bit of detail right there. I didn't necessarily make a plan for sure that I would be making this pattern, but I think I totally will. So that means I'll have to wind this up. It's a cowl, so I might run out of yarn if I don't have a good gauge. I think we'll probably be okay. As long as I'm pretty close, I think we're okay. Need US size 3 and 4 needles. So I'll have to look around, see what I've got, get my supplies ready. We can wind this up, and then, oh man, I wish I could have an audiobook so I could listen to the audiobook while I was knitting on this. I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, but the one I could get from my library was not the audiobook. I can listen to some fun music though. That would be fun. I can't film while I listen to music and read, but I could film while I read a little bit. All right, the next page is on 22. So we'll see if I get to that sometime today. But for now, I think I'm gonna get my yarn ready. First chapter, one serial killer is stuck in a cage with the person that they killed, imprisoned by another serial killer. We don't quite know what happens, but the guy is asking the girl in the cage where she got the really nice Damascus knife that is currently in the dead body, and she says Etsy. What's really funny is we have a Damascus knife that we purchased from Etsy because my husband is an aspiring forger. So he really likes Damascus steel. And so I got him a gift for his birthday last year. I can't quite remember. Anyway, so we have a Damascus knife that we purchased from Etsy as well. We don't use it for any nefarious purposes though. It didn't seem like he was trying to capture her, that maybe she was just incidentally wrong place, wrong time. While she was doing her serial killer things, he was trying to capture, maybe they have the same target, I don't know. But he invited her to go out to lunch to get some barbecue. I think I'm gonna like this book. This is hilarious. I like books that don't take themselves too seriously. I think this might be a good one. But I do have to charge my Kindle, so we'll come back to this in a little while. All right, this is as far as I got to tonight. I've got a few more rounds to do of this ribbing, but I just want to lie in bed, do some reading. I need to stay up tonight because I'm working tomorrow night, and I don't know how successful I'll be. But also tomorrow with like Super Bowl stuff and spending time with family in the afternoon, I'll probably stay up late, but I'll probably still go to sleep sometime tonight. Wake up early in the morning, do church, take a nap, hang out with family, kind of is what I'm thinking. So I don't need to like try super hard to stay awake. So I think I'll be okay getting snugly in my bed and just reading. I'm really excited to read this book. I'm only one chapter in, but it is freaking hilarious. Some of the mental images are like astounding. So I think this is going to be my kind of book. I'm excited to read it. And I don't know if I'm going to read anything else while I'm in bed. I'm about halfway through like 4 different books right now, it feels like. I would love to just start finishing things. It is like February 10th right now, and I've only finished 2 books this month. And that's totally fine, but I feel like I've also been doing a ton of reading. I'm just in the middle of so many books on my Kindle, audiobook, physical book, all the things. Maybe I'll make progress on one of my other books, and then hunker down to read some Butcher and Blackbird. And hopefully open this next one, which is Ventricular on page 22. So I think that this might be the contrast color because after I do this ribbing, so there's only 12 rounds of ribbing, and then I need to add in the contrast color. So I'm getting there pretty soon, actually. So I think contrast color will be in here. It feels like there's something a little bit hefty in there too, so maybe I'll bring this to bed, make sure I at least get to page 22. Read another couple chapters at the very minimum. See what this has in store, and I'll show you guys. Hello. I just started reading a little bit more of Butcher and Blackbird, and because I've got this Flippy Junior, this little, basically a stand I can use for my Kindle, I can just keep it up here. I can knit away because I'm just doing some ribbing, so it's pretty easy. I can just tap the screen, so I can actually combine my reading and knitting, which is fun. I can do that. I really want to get to at least page 22 so I can open the next package. We'll see how far I get tonight. It's a little after 12:30, I think. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up. I'm feeling pretty awake, so hopefully until like maybe 3 or so tonight, just to switch my schedule over so it's easier to stay up tomorrow night for my shift at work. So we'll see if I want to keep reading this or if I want to switch things up. Okay, we've got a contrast color. This is a 50-gram skein, it looks like. Whoop. Again, Bronto DK, 50 grams, Butcher. It's hard to tell in this lighting. I'll have to show it tomorrow, but it's kind of like a dark blue-gray, slate-gray kind of color. And this is the heavy thing I was feeling. It's Simply Natural. I feel like this might be like a hand cream or something. We'll open it in just a second. And the next part of our pattern, which is exciting. There's some color work. Need the second contrast color to do that color work. So that'll be in the next package maybe, or coming up sometime soon. We'll see. I just flip it over. There you go. Sweet Basil Vanilla Heal All Balm. Let's smell. Nice and smooth and soft. Really, honestly, it smells very herby. It reminds me of a soap that I got at a Renaissance fair once. So it's a really fun scent. That'll be good, especially this time of year. My skin is so dry. I can't even really wear my wedding ring. It doesn't look too bad in this lighting, but my dry skin has been so bad. I also have some dermatitis stuff going on. So this will be hopefully amazing. And especially like prior to working with some yarn. Yay! The next package isn't until I think page like 60 something or like 80 something, so we have a minute. I'm just gonna finish working on this rib, read another chapter or 2 maybe, not gonna go super far, and then we'll take a break probably, and I'll see you tomorrow. These look really good in contrast. It is the next day. I went to bed a little earlier than I anticipated, considering how awake I felt at like 12:30, 1 a.m. last night. But been to church, getting ready for my post-church nap so that I can be awake and ready to go for my night shift tonight. I just have one random night shift, so I think I'll be fine on just staying up late, taking a nap today. That's kind of been what's worked for me and my family. So I've got some high shoes. I am looking forward to hopefully opening this. Where's the sticker? Cubism Era, page 65. So I'm hoping to get to page 65 I'm maybe on page like 30 right now. This is definitely kind of an unhinged but hilarious book. I definitely think it'll get really spicy because both these characters seem a little horny. There's a lot of swearing too, so if that's something that you don't really want to read, but it is been a really funny book and a really fresh take on romance, having the serial killer background, I think, because it seems like both of them are only killing bad guys, and so morally great, but like actually kind of great. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's different than other morally great characters. I feel like it's just fun and fresh, which I appreciate. So I'm gonna read a little bit. Already taken my melatonin, and we're just gonna kind of hunker down and get comfy. Hello, it is a new day. We are about 100 pages maybe into Butcher and Blackbird. I'm really enjoying it. I think today I'm going to go to my local bookstore and see if they have a copy so I can buy a physical. I like to use library books or get ebooks if I'm not quite sure how much I like a book, but if I'm going to rate it like a 4 or 5 star, if it's a favorite, if it's something that I see myself recommending to other people, I want it in my library. So I think I want to add this to my library already. I'm really enjoying it. I will probably do that in a little bit, but first I want to show you my progress. I look very tired. I've had a rough week at work. I'm so glad to be taking a day at home right now. I am almost done with my Latvian braid. Looks so pretty. This main color is called Accidental Cannibalism, and then the second color, contrast color 1, it's called Butcher. Working on this, I'm almost done with my first instructions for the pattern. After this round, I have one more round. I'm switching my needle size, changing my color, and placing some markers. And then I'll be done with this card, and I can move on to the second card. I currently have 3 cards for the patterns. This is the second card, and it's got 2 different color work charts. So I think I'm going to read a little bit more of the book because I'm really close to the next. Page 130, I have another thing to open. I'm really excited. Having these little gifts is so fun. It's honestly my favorite part about doing these like book boxes. So I'm not too far away. I've got my Flippy Junior here. So I'll prop up my Kindle on that and I will be reading while I'm knitting, trying to finish off the first set of instructions, switching my needles over. And then I need to pick which chart to do. I'm not sure. There's one that looks kind of like buildings, and there's one that will end up using all 3 colors in the color work, and there's like knives and a skull. I guess I gotta decide whether this is going to be a really big representation of Butcher and Blackbird or if I want this to be something more wearable, but that'll come in a little bit. I'm gonna work on knitting. I'm going to get to page 130 so I can open up my next package. My desk is horribly messy. It's fine. I got to the accidental cannibalism part. And also maybe the non-accidental cannibalism, it sounds like. This book is so funny. Putting some of my markers to good use. I marked my beginning of round with the little knife. Okay, I'm almost to page 130, but I had to turn the camera on because we've got accidental cannibalism, not so accidental cannibalism, and it just mentioned that this guy, not one of the main characters, but this guy spoons what seems to be cookies and cream ice cream into his mouth straight from the tub. And you know what? One of the trigger warnings for this book was cookies and cream ice cream. So I'm nervous. I figured I'd turn on the camera so you can see my reaction when I find out what it actually is. Oh my god. It's worse than I thought. But maybe not worse than what you thought. And I just realized that the next package is called Ingredients, Cream, Sloan, Sugar, I'm begging you, and the next thing. So let's find out what's in here. Oh my gosh. Cookies and cream chocolate bar. This color, which is called Cream, and another pattern section. Oh, I get it. Okay, so there are two different charts. There's a keep it clean and there's an inside joke. And I understand the inside joke on this because it involves ice cream. I don't really understand on here, this one, keep it clean just looks like buildings, and the inside joke is like a skull and knives. Not necessarily as much of a joke, I guess. Butcher and Blackbird. I don't know. But I decided to do the inside joke one because I don't really care for the building motif. Like, I have no attachments to it, but at least the one with the knives and the skull and the heart feels more like this process. It kind of fits in better. So neither of these colorwork motifs are ones I would like necessarily want to wear in a cowl. So I might as well pick the one that's really fun, right? So I've decided what I'm doing. I'm sad that I already cut my main color because I'm gonna need to use it a little bit in the next one. I think this might be the final color though. Oh yeah, I might need a little time before I can eat this chocolate bar. So I'm on page 131 right now in my book. And the next thing I open is on 249. So I've got a while to go. That means though, in my leisure, I'll wind up these two 50-gram skeins I haven't wound up yet. I will work on this color work motif. I now have 3 portions of the pattern to work on. So I've got this one that I just started the color work chart on. This one, is this also color work chart? I can't remember. Yes, a big color work chart. Very nice. And then this smaller one that has a choice of 2 different smaller color work charts. So I've got a lot of knitting to do. I've got some reading to do, about 120 pages before my next update. So I'm just going to get working on this. I can't really read on my Kindle while I am knitting color work, unfortunately. So I'm going slow. I'm probably gonna finish this chapter and then just do a couple rows of my color work. And then I'm gonna go to the bookstore and get a physical copy of this book because this is gonna be a favorite for the year, I think. I finished the first chart. You can see the little skull, the knife. It's looking really good. Once I was done doing 3 color work, there's only like maybe 4 or 5 rows of it. It went way faster once I could drop that 3rd color. So I was able to just plow through the like second half of this really fast. I'm ready for the next chart, which is, looks like spider webs, some birds. It should look really cool. It's a really big chart. 48 rounds it looks like, so that'll take a while, but we'll start on that later. But yay, I'm so glad I finished 1 chart, and my daughter is calling for me to read her book, so we are off. So I've had a couple days of kind of reading as much as I can, working on my cowl. I'll show you tomorrow in better lighting how far I've made on my cowl. Still have a ways to go, but it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying it. I have my physical copy of the book because my Kindle battery died. So I'm glad I have a physical copy so I can keep reading because I do want to. I mean, I've read lots of romances before with some spice, but this seems like this might be like the most intense. I'll have to let you know after I read it, but not sure if it'll be the kind of romance for me, but the whole rest of the book I really enjoyed. So we'll see. The tension between these two characters just snapped, and they're gonna have at it. So I am about page 216 right now. So the next package is at like page 245, I think. It's getting pretty late, so I'm probably just gonna read another chapter or two, and then I will go to bed and come back to this tomorrow. Maybe I will get to the next package tomorrow. We'll see. Yep, I'm scandalized. Definitely the spiciest book I've ever read. I think we'll see some more spicy scenes. I am almost to opening the next package, but I will do that tomorrow. Hello. Sorry the lighting is not great. Maybe I should take off my glasses. It is another day. It is another evening. So yesterday I got to the really spicy bits. I'm sure more are coming in this book. And yeah, it's the spiciest book I've read. It's a little bit more exotic of spicy scenes. So it might not be everyone's flavor, but there are content and trigger warnings at the very beginning of this book. So I'll make sure to pop some up on screen that are relevant to like the spicy scenes in case you care about that, if you're interested in reading this book, and if the accidental cannibalism and serial killerness of it all didn't scare you away, if you just want to know about the spicy stuff. There's that, but I think more is coming. I am so glad I brought my Kindle with me. I went to the dentist today and had some fillings done. So I'm still a little bit sore. It still like feels a little bit weird right now, but it was so great while I was waiting for the medicine to kick in to read a little bit, and I'm having a blast. This book has been really fun to get through really fast. Like, it's been a really fast read for me. So I'm enjoying that because I feel like most of the other books in my rotation right now feel not necessarily like a slog. Some of them are a slog, but the rest are just ones I'm taking my sweet time with. So this one's nice for like instant gratification. It's been a really quick read. Let me show you. I have about an inch done on the next motif, and I'm about to start. There's like a spiderweb pattern related to one of these serial killers and like their like signature modus operandi, and then I get to the Blackbird. So I'm almost to the Blackbird motif. I think this next round I'll start the Blackbird motif, but you can kind of see the web starting to form, so that's pretty cool. I've not worked on this a lot, so I'm hoping to work on this quite a bit more tonight. I do have some test knits and test crochet projects that are more of a priority, so I'm gonna like work a little bit on those and then get some more time in this, because this is what I really want to work on. I honestly don't think I'll finish this cowl before I'm done with this video, but you never know. Maybe I can power through it. We shall see. But that's how that's going. I have a long way to go on this color work chart though, so it'll just be something I am continually working on. But I have reached page 245 and got a few pages after that with my reading in the dentist chair. So let's open the next package. Oh, excuse me, page 249, which I think I've hit. Yes, I'm on page 252. Perfect. Reservations. I ripped the sticker, dang it. That's the only sticker I ripped. Ooh, I don't know what this is gonna be. Whoa, oh my goodness. This is a pin, like a little brooch of a blackbird. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I think it might be wood. It's got some etching in it, and also like there's some dimension in that color. So pretty. And looks like a little notebook from Lily Faith as well. Blackbird in the rose hips. Yeah, it looks like a little notebook. It's got a little sticker. I don't want to like break the sticker, but yeah, it looks like it's blank notebook. This is super cute actually. Oh, I love that. Some more goodies. not related to the pattern at all. Cute, cute. That's really fun. I have like a little stack of goodies. I don't have anywhere to put them because my desk is a mess right now. We've only got one more thing to open. This is page 295. So that's actually not that far away. And that's the last thing to open. The finishing is included on the next card. So after I finish this card that I'm working on, there is one more card that has the finishing instructions as well as like one other color work chart to do. Awesome. I really just need to do these 2 cards and then I finish the pattern. So we'll see how far I can get before I finish this book. But like I said, it's been a really quick read. So I don't know. Depending on other things going on this week, maybe I'll just make this week is my focus on this project, this book, get everything done for this vlog. I think I'm going to do a little bit of knitting on a test knit I have that's due in like a week and a half. So I'm going to get to like the next part of the pattern. So I think I have to do like 6 or 7 more rows on my shawl for that pattern. And then I can just cozy up with this and make some progress on it. But first, I think I need to finish the chapter I started while I was in the dentist chair. While since I've talked to the camera, but I have a goal today. I really want to work on my Butcher and Blackbird cowl. I feel like I have a little bit of a deadline. We're getting to the end of February. It is February 26th right now. I just worked 3 night shifts and I'm still recovering a little bit. So today is my first like full day. I like came home yesterday and slept most of the day. Today is my first full day all by myself. No work obligations. I am eating potato chips and gummies and drinking a soda and just relaxing. I'm planning on going on a walk later today to kind of get my body moving, but for now I'm just chilling in bed and eating junk food, and it's been great. A nice slow start to my day. I'll show you how far I am on my cowl. I am getting there. This is a big repeat though that I'm working on. You can see I finished the spider webs and I'm almost done with the bird, which is exciting. I still have quite a bit left to go. Let me see how many rows I think. Oh no, my post-it note moved off my pattern. I think that I have done 32 rounds on this chart out of 48. So that's still 16 to go. So I'm 2/3 of the way through this chart. I really just want to like be done with this pattern really soon because I said that I feel a little bit of a time crunch. I finished the book already and I want to tell you my thoughts on it, but I first want to hopefully finish this cowl if I can. We'll see. I have a couple test knits that are due this week, so trying to balance everything, but I have some time. I'm going to work on this now. Hopefully finish this chart and then I'll go outside, go on my walk, enjoy the nice weather because it's like in the 50s right now. It is so nice. And another time crunchy thing is that I talked to Maggie of Yarnaceous Fibers, from whom I purchased this box, and she said that both this pattern and the colors available for this kit are going to be available on her shop on February 29th. I would love to have this video, this vlog done by like the 28th so that I could promote that pattern and yarn kit release, just because I had a really great experience with this box, and so I want to share my experience and give you a chance to purchase if you would like a similar experience with this box. And I know that the next box opens on March 1st, I think, so I'm keeping an eye out to know what that box will be about. I definitely think I want to do it again if it's a book that I'm interested in reading for sure. So that's everything on the schedule. So hopefully you're seeing this video on the 28th of February. So I don't have much time. So if I can get a lot done on this pattern and maybe spend a little time this afternoon starting to edit and compile my footage, then there's a hope. I just worked 3 night shifts. Like I said, I don't work again till Thursday night. And so I do have time in my schedule. I have a couple appointments going on this week, but other than those obligations, I don't have work to take up big chunks of my time. So hopefully I can get through this. I had high hopes to read on my Kindle. Totally forgot that with color work, this isn't gonna work. I've already tried this in this vlog, so I'm gonna turn off the camera and I'm going to switch over to watching some YouTube on my phone. 8 rounds done, 8 more to go of this chart. I chose the cookies and cream ice cream. Alright, let's kind of close out this video and talk about this book, this box, the yarn, all the experience that this was. Definitely recommend. First and foremost, this was so fun, and I've mentioned this in my Woolbury Fiber Co. Book Society box, but having a box with some goodies and things that you open on certain pages of your book is super motivating to read the book. And it's really fun to be involved in a community and know that other people are also reading the book and opening these things, and you can just kind of treat yourself a little bit, kind of how it feels like for Advent or for other countdown calendars. It's just really fun, and so I really love this. This box was a little different because it did not include the book itself, but I was able to get the book at the library on my Kindle, and then I loved it so much I went out and purchased it. And so I feel like that worked out really well, so that if you have already read the book in this kind of a box, you weren't given another copy of a book that you may already have. Or if you end up not really liking the book, it's okay. The only problem would be if you can't get it from the library and you might feel obligated to buy it, but you might just have to be patient if you really don't want to purchase it. But you can usually find the book if you give it enough time from the library, either in physical form or from Libby or something. So I still feel like that's a positive, because in Woolbury Fiber Co.'s box, I was given the book, which was fun. It was a book I'd never read before, but I didn't end up liking it. So I'm definitely going to donate that book or put it in a free little library or something. But this one, I'm glad I really loved it, and so I made a point to purchase it. Also, it was fun opening goodies throughout me reading the book, whereas the Woolbury Fiber Co. box had all the goodies kind of spread out, and you would open right away with the box, and then you'd only open the yarn every time you got to the page indicated. So just a little bit different structure, and I don't think there's anything wrong or right with either one. I think they both are really fun, and I'm excited to continue doing both box options and continue sharing them with you in a vlog. Talking about this box and what was included, there was one 100 gram skein. I only have 21 grams left of the main skein actually. And then I got 4 50-gram skeins. And the most I have the smallest is maybe 23, 24 grams. And the largest, I have 40 grams left of one of these colors. So I use a good chunk of them. I wanted to use more of this color, but because of the charts that were written, I felt like this wasn't the best color for what I wanted to do for my chart. And so, that's personal preference. So I have a little bit of each of these yarns left. I could make colorwork socks or stripy socks or something. Maybe I could make a hat with some of these motifs. Might be really fun. I'm not quite sure what I'll do, but these are definitely all scraps, though not super teeny tiny scraps. This is a DK weight base, so we'll see what I decide to make. Let me know if you have any ideas for what I should make with these scraps. I'll probably bundle them all together, put them with their labels. I did take a picture of which color goes with which label so that I can keep track. Let's see if I remember though. This is Accidental Cannibalism, Butcher, She's Mine, Blackbird, and Cream. Those are the colors that came in the box. It's a nice sizable amount, but I liked that I only got 50 gram skeins of the non-main colors so that I didn't get left with tons and tons of these colors. It's still a sizable amount I can use for another project perhaps, but also not a lot that I have basically full skeins left in my stash. So I feel like it was the perfect amount, honestly. Other goodies that are Yarny related, there's these stitch markers from Monster Stitches that we got. There's a couple acrylic ones, one that looks kind of like a knife and one that looks like a blackbird, and then a couple other like beaded gemstone looking ones. That's Monster Stitches. Super fun, super cute, and I was able to use them while I made this project, which was perfect. I also got in the last package this like wood turn type of like case for some tapestry needles. Yeah, there's 3 tapestry needles in here of different sizes. So super useful. And I honestly forgot I got this, or else I would have tried them out weaving the ends on my cowl. And then kind of adjacent, I got some Sweet Basil Vanilla Heal All Balm from Good Earth. It smells really good, nice and herby. Used it a little bit, but I definitely need it more. My hands are very sad and dry right now. And then Lily Faith has a Blackbird in the Rose Hips notebook. It's unlined, so this could be used as like a sketchbook or, you know, for designing patterns or something, just something to write on. Super cute. And this pin, a wooden pin. Cute, cute. I don't really have a pin collection, but I've gathered a few pins in the boxes I've purchased in the past. So I have like a mini collection starting incidentally. And then cookies and cream chocolate bar that I have not yet eaten for reasons. This box also came with patterns split up into 4 pieces, which was super fun. Bothers me that one piece is bigger. This is the big color work motif, so I understand. I'm hoping that there's a way I can get like a coupon code to get it for free in Ravelry or something. I know that Maggie is releasing this pattern really soon. I'm gonna try to get this video up tonight if I can. I would love to get a digital copy of this pattern, but we'll see if that ends up happening or if I just have to keep track of my pattern pieces. And then the pattern itself, let me show ya. I had it blocking overnight in one configuration, so now there's like a little bit of a dent, but hopefully I can block that out too. Ta-da! Here's my Blackbird cowl by Maggie Fangman. You'll see the top and bottom motifs were ones where I could choose which I wanted to do, and I wanted to do the inside joke or the one that was more closely tied to what's happening in the book, because I figured I'm probably not going to wear this anyway very much, or, you know, if I do, I wanted it to have more meaning and purpose behind it. So I figured I would just do the motifs, even though I wouldn't necessarily wear something that had butcher knives and skulls and like bats and stuff on it, but I'm really excited with how this turned out. So that's the first one. And then this big motif took, oh my goodness, forever. This one took me a while because it's 3 colors for maybe like 4 or 5 rounds. And so 3 color work takes a while. But this one felt forever because it's like 48 rounds. It took a long time, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I feel like that Blackbird looks stunning. It's got spider webs and then these little bats too. And then this last motif worked up super fast. It's got cookies and cream ice cream. And I was hemming and hawing about which color to be the main color in the background, which to be the contrast color. So I had like a false start or 2. And then I decided this is what I'm gonna do. And this way, the inside of the ice cream as well as the ice cream carton are both cream colored because it's cookies and cream ice cream. This pattern also has a Latvian braid on the bottom and top. I forgot to change my needles to the smaller side before I did this Latvian braid on the top, which is fine. When I was comparing them side by side, it looked like they were pretty close to the same size anyway, but it's a little bit different. And then I had to do a stretchy bind off on top, and I did it probably a little bit too loose compared to my German twisted cast on, and they both stretch to the same size, so I think it's fine. It's just visually they don't match because the German Twisted Cat Ston kind of pulls in a little bit more compared to the stretchy bind off I did, which flares out a little bit more. But overall, it's not something you're going to notice when you're wearing it. It is a very tall cowl, and I did not gauge swatch, but I checked my gauge, and my gauge for this was slightly bigger in both dimensions than what the pattern is written. So this is meant to be like a really snug on your neck type of cowl. So I think it's going to be really warm, actually. So yeah, super cozy. Your neck is going to be warm. This is doing its job. There is no superfluous yarn or like fabric anywhere. You know, it's all doing its job right here on your neck, keeping you warm. So I feel like it'll work really well as a cowl, and you won't even see the motifs very much, unfortunately, because they were really fun to work up. Even if some of them felt like they were taking forever, I had a good time anyway. But it is kind of tight to get on and off. We'll have to see if maybe my daughter likes wearing this. Would that be too morbid for her? But I think it would be a little easier to get on and off her little head than my noggin. But it still can get on and off fairly easily. And it's a really nice fit around the neck. So that's the pattern that came with it. And like I said, Maggie from Yarnaceous Fibers is going to have this pattern available, as well as I think just the yarn in kits, so that if you're interested, you can make this cowl, which is super fun, which you've all been waiting for. My review of the book, Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I loved this book, but I rated it a 4.25. Now, just because I love it doesn't mean there aren't things that I wish were different about it. I really reserve 5 stars to books that I feel like did everything the way I would have wanted to be the perfect book in its genre, in its niche. And I feel like even books that are not perfectly what I want can still be books I really love and enjoy. And I'm looking forward to reading the next book, which is coming out later this year. I think it's called Larkin Leather, maybe, if I remember correctly. But I really enjoyed this book. And again, my review is just my personal preference and has nothing to do with the quality of this book or whether it's a good fit for you. I'll try to talk about the things I liked, the things I wish were a little different, and who I think this book is good for. For this book, I really loved the writing style. It was really engaging. It really sucked me in. It felt very realistic in a lot of ways. And this book went by so fast, not just because I was opening little presents along the way, but I would look up and be like, oh, I'm like 30 more pages in. That means I only have 20 pages till the next package I open. And so it was a really fast read and a really enjoyable and fun read for me. I loved the banter between these two characters and their relationship, how it evolved over time from being acquaintances to doing the game and being friends and like contacting each other outside of the game, and like just the general progression. I loved it. The chemistry was so good. I really loved seeing these characters and the relationships grow and thrive, especially as it takes place over a few years as they do this yearly game. I really, really like that. One other thing for me that I realized about myself is that I'm a fan of morbid humor. So if you are, this book is definitely for you. I'm a nurse, so if you're a healthcare worker, if you're a first responder, if you like to deal with life by laughing at things that could make you cry, then this would make you laugh out loud, I think. There were definitely some more gory type things and some creatively gross and disturbing things that it was all done in a lighthearted way. And so it made it really funny, though in real life it would not be funny at all, if that makes sense. There were definitely a few tense moments too. I mean, serial killers are involved throughout this story, but overall it was really lighthearted and it was meant to be funny and plucky, and I really enjoyed that. I feel like this fit my style of humor because it was witty, it was clever, it was a little bit morbid, and that's apparently my style. I am also a fan of some horror novels, and so this kind of included some elements of that like horror type gore if you are not bothered by those kinds of things. Just not only like, oh, this person died, but like what happened to them and the way that like things are maybe like mutilated or things. So it might not be the book for you, but I really enjoyed it. And the morbid humor was my kind of humor, and the gore didn't put me off from the book because it was all done really in a funny and clever way, if that makes sense. Some things I did not enjoy as much, This book was kind of sweary, if that makes sense. And I appreciate that words have meaning and people use words I might not use in my everyday language, but it just felt like people were swearing very frequently, like so much so that I wouldn't understand what are you trying to say in that sentence because you just said 3 F-bombs kind of thing. So if you're really bothered by language, that might bother you. You might not appreciate how these people talk sometimes. And so that was just something that like wasn't my favorite. So keep that in mind. Also, not a good audiobook to listen to around other people, not suitable for work, not suitable for children for multiple reasons. Another reason I would say it's not suitable for those things, the spicy scenes. It is definitely spicy. Spiciest book I've read. And I say that because it is explicit in what happens. I didn't like some of the terminologies that they used. I'm particular about bedroom talk, I guess, probably because I'm a nurse, and so I want to use the anatomically correct names for things rather than some slang. And this wasn't too bad, but it was not my preference. So be aware of that. And some of the things that they did in the spicy scenes were things I wasn't like super comfortable with personally, and so I didn't necessarily enjoy reading about it as much. So I'll pop a couple up here of examples of those things that are just like a different flavor of spicy that I didn't necessarily connect with or appreciate as much personally. And so if I were to choose between 2 romances, and one of them was like this book and one of them was more like sweet and loving and tender, like I would pick the sweet and loving and tender one because that is more of what I enjoy. But it wasn't necessarily bad. I really appreciated that even with this flavor of spicy things, there was clear consent. They used safe words, and so it was very appropriate. So to handle, you know, things that are a little bit kinkier, I feel like they did a good job at that and handled it appropriately. I don't think a book should be called a romance if it teaches toxic traits in relationships, and that includes toxic traits in the bedroom. So having consent and safe words was awesome. I really appreciated that. And I appreciated that this book began with a list of trigger warnings and content warnings, so that if you read that and you're like, I don't think I'm a morbid humor kind of person, then you know that this book might not be for you. It was unlike any other book that I have ever read, and it was fun, it was clever, it was funny, and I'm excited for the next book. Honestly, it was a win. I'm really happy that I was roped into reading this book. I was a little hesitant because of the content warnings at first, but I'm glad that I went a little bit outside my comfort zone to read this because it actually fit in with a lot of things that I do really like in books too. That was a long conclusion. We'll see if I can cut some of that out for the video. But anyway, I highly recommend this box, this experience. I know that the next box is going to be available March 1st. I don't know when it sells out. It will be shipped out mid-April or beginning of April, maybe like April 10th. Yarnaceous Fibers is doing a book box every other month. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in doing something like this and getting some fun yarny and yarn adjacent packages related to books that you may have already read or that you hope to read. And Woolbury Fiber Co. also has a couple boxes. They're doing a quarterly box and they've already done winter. Spring has been shipped out. I think summer has already been on sale maybe. I'll try to link down below if I know for sure. But then fall is for sure still up for grabs if you are interested in purchasing that. Keep an eye out. Let me know if you know of any other like book yarn type of boxes because I think these were so fun to open and I would love to experience a few more and kind of compare the differences between them because each box will be a little bit different and one may be more fitting for you than another. So it's fun to explore them all and get some more excuses to get yarn and to read more books. Let me know if you have read this book and what you thought, and if you're looking forward to reading the next book in the series when that is coming out. Until next time, happy making and happy reading. Bye!